Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Hey guys, Matt Bishop here, and I am sitting next to not only one of the best dressers in music right now, but one of the most multi-talented artists on the planet right now.
Oh,
Vocalist.
You.
No, wait. Well, I got to
Okay,
do
no,
all your stuff.
No, go ahead.
And then
By
you can thank me and pet me, whatever you got to do.
Oh, I will.
Vocalist, violinist, poet, author, the one and only Emilie Autumn.
Thank you.
You're
Let me
so
think if
welcome.
there's anything else that I do that you've missed that then I'm just going to be really angry at. Writing a cookbook. So
Are you?
kind of fucked that up. Oh, can I say naughty words?
Oh yeah.
You can be as naughty as you want, baby.
Fabulous. It's going to get physical.
Well, wait. So,
Yes.
well, we're going to get to the physical part later, but right now, let's talk about food. You're writing a
Food.
cookbook. Tell me about
I
that.
am. Well, all right. The cookbook is called The Asylum Companion.
Mm-hmm.
It's meant to go with the Asylum for Wayward Victorian Girls.
biography, right?
massive
Mhm.
5-pound tome. So, yes, that's what's happening. It's all about morbid tea parties and things that you would find below stairs in a Victorian house. You know, you've got the upstairs, which is where all the wealthy people live, and then the below stairs, which is where, like, the butler and the kitchen
Right.
staff have to stay. So it's pretty much what they eat, and, yeah.
So are these recipes that are these your personal recipes, or have you
They are.
taken them from, you know, like
I've stolen
Victorian
them from
inspired?
everywhere. No, sorry, Julia Child. No, they're mine. A lot have been researched from really authentic 200-year-old texts of like, that was the shit you believe? And being like vegetarian and gluten-free and all of that, it's had to be modified to some extent so that I could even try them. And it has. But that is going to be a fun, yeah. I just want to teach you kids how to eat right.
And when is that going to be available for all the kids?
Probably after the album comes out, because I'm trying to do one thing at a time.
Awesome.
Get my priorities straight for once.
I know, right?
So yes, after that we can have a cookbook. We should have a cookbook release.
I think we should. And you should be cooking at the cookbook
Could you
release.
promote maybe? Could we promote on your show that I
Yeah.
appear on another show called the Martha Stewart Show, because I would like to do a Mad Tea Party setup.
All right.
Do you want to help me out with that?
Martha,
Martha.
please, can we?
I've loved you
Rachel
since
Ray,
I was 12
anybody.
years old.
This is going to be phenomenal.
Yeah. No, it's got to be Martha. She actually changed my life when I was 12
Oh,
years
really?
old.
Tell me.
Because I've been cooking and baking, just obsessed with that and wanting to study in France and own my own restaurants and tea houses. And I still do, so it's a whole other part of my life. But since I was very, very small, I was completely into that as an art form. And so I was 12 years old, and I was at a music summer camp conservatory thing in Ohio, and my teachers were really weird, and just weird stuff was going on campus, as it seems to in my life. I don't know why does this happen, but it does. And so I ran away, and I found a library, because I was just very nerdish and bookish and antisocial. So I found a library, and I started reading all of the cookbooks, and I found one of the first ones, Martha Stewart's Entertaining, this big beautiful thing, and I was like, oh my gosh, the aesthetic of this lady's amazing, she does all of these things, it's beautiful. And that was long before she had a show or the rest of the like modern media world even really knew about this person. So I found her when she was just a chef and had such respect, so then have watched the whole thing come about.
Or just evolve into this entity.
Yeah, into then when it's this entity, when she's so big that now people have to ridicule her because she's just that famous. And it's like, the way you talk or the way you can't do anything right at that point. So, yes, but to me, she's still just this amazing chef. And it's when, like, the first thing that I realized, like, she's known to the outside world, not just me, is when she had to go to prison. So that was quite shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah, good times.
It happens, you know?
It really does. Not to us, right?
No, not yet.
After
I don't
the
know
show.
how this show's going to go, but
The
we'll
show's
see.
gonna go. Well, we do have the Mad Tea Party on stage. So,
All right.
Yeah. Have you been to one of our shows before?
I have not. First
Oh,
time.
this is perfect. Ooh,
Yep.
This is so perfect. I'm so glad. That
I'm
makes me
excited.
the most excited. Yeah,
So,
it's
speaking
gonna
of,
get
like,
crazy.
you know, how you were
Yeah.
inspired by Martha Stewart, and who else inspires you, whether it be, you know, musically or when you're writing your poetry, which we're going to talk a little more about later.
Hey, poetry. You want to talk about poetry?
Yeah.
You don't have poetry slam?
Absolutely.
Oh, shit, we should do that. All right. Yeah, inspirations musically. Grew up doing classical entirely, as you probably know, so all my life growing up was about that. Didn't really know until sort of like teenagerdom that any other kind of music existed, because you're in hardcore soloist violin training,
Right.
it's asinine, but you're not really allowed to listen to anything else.
Okay.
So that you won't sully your precious, pure as the driven snow musical brain, and don't try to play anything else because then you're going to sully your technique, and it is that way. It's ridiculous. So I started sneaking off and doing other kinds of music, discovered Jimi Hendrix at whatever, 13, and then I got my first electric violin, which is, oddly enough, the one that I'm still playing on stage today, just because I've taken really good. It's undergone a few paint jobs, so now it's kind of blinged out.
And it'll be hanging in a rock and roll hall of fame somewhere one day, probably.
I don't know if I'll ever get.
Or
I
a
think
Hard
they'll
Rock
just be
Cafe.
like, yeah. I would prefer in like the Tonys Hall of something. I don't know, the Hall of Broadway, whatever. I don't really give a crap about the rest of it. Yeah, rock and roll world is rock and roll world. Let's
rock and roll.
Rock and roll. Oh, I just want to lick you right now. So it's the accents. So yeah, that's what I don't want a Grammy. I really couldn't care less. I don't even care about radio play or any of that stuff. I just want a technique. That's what I would prefer. After seeing tonight's show, I think you'll understand why and what I'm going for. So it's not that far out there.
Well, for any fans that have not been to an Emilie Autumn show,
go to hell.
what can they?
Oh,
yeah.
no.
I mean, what?
Right.
I mean, come, please.
Yeah.
What can they
There's
expect?
still tickets. Actually, I hope there's not. Are we sold out? Just say yes.
Yeah.
We're totally sold out.
Sold out.
Totally
Can't even.
sold
They're
out.
scalping them out front as we speak, and it's only like 4 o'clock.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. You were going to ask before we changed the subject.
Oh, that's
to
okay.
Scalping. Yes. Oh, what could fans, who we don't call fans, we call playgrettes, because fans to me always seemed like kind of a bad word, where it just makes me think of like, fan comes from fanatical, which makes me think of maniacal, and just like this conglomeration of people that just are like, kind of like this zombie force. Maybe that's just how it is in my head, but it seems almost like an insult, so we call them playgrettes because I see you, as individuals thinking, creative, beautiful people whom I respect. And so playgrettes and I'm a playgret as well, so we're all equal on this thing. And yes, what should you expect if you've never been to a show before? Come hungry and thirsty. You will be fed and watered if you are in one of the first 3 rows, which are called the tea and crumpets area. So you might want to wear a raincoat as well, but yeah, so there's that. It's very interactive. And yeah, just know that it is not a rock show. It is going towards complete Broadway theatrical production, which in fact, since we're here, we might as well talk about. We're in the Grand New York City, and this is no joke. I am manifesting making this happen. You can manifest with me. We'll talk about how to do that. But that within the next 2 years, this will absolutely, it's done in another reality. It's already happened. We just have to catch up to it. It will be a Broadway musical of the Asylum for Wayward Victorian Girls, which is after the book. So the entire book will be this show. We have now a cast of 4. We will have a cast of 50. Same difference.
51.
51. Oh, because you're in there.
I want to be in it.
Oh, all right. Let's talk about your talents, and then we'll come back to this. But this is more important. What can you do for me? Sell yourself. Casting couches that way.
Tell myself.
Yes.
I'm a jack of many trades, and I can do magic, and I can't do magic. I wish I could.
How about
I can tell jokes. I can do an accent here and there. I play the
great.
guitar.
No, that's all good.
All right.
You can absolutely, if nothing else, you can be what's called a chaser.
All right.
Which is a bit of a frightening character. There's a bunch of them in the book where
It's
the
my
chasers...
mean, it's my mean face.
Still too cute. I know. Can't
Sorry.
help it. Yeah, I know. It's terrible, isn't it?
I know. It's a
curse,
gift
fled
and a
from
curse.
God.
Yep.
I know, it is. Same like this hair. Actually, no, this is pure gift.
Oh,
To
it is.
everyone around me.
And there's no product in there either. It just. She wakes up like this, folks.
I do wake up like this.
She does.
She does, yeah. He was there. Don't make it weird.
Whoops.
Yep. So, yes, a chaser is one of the characters that is like the asylum attendants in the insane asylum. So, you're called chasers because you often have to chase us. Get it?
Okay.
He doesn't get it. That's all right. He'll get it on the way home. That's what we call a way homer.
All right.
You just don't, in comedy land, that's what I learned.
I think this might have to be your next literary project. Your language and lingo, all of your terms and expressions
I think it should
and
be.
definitions.
I agree. All right.
The Emilie Autumn
Let's make this
Dictionary.
happen. I don't know why I'm making a deal with you about this, but
I don't
let's
know.
do
It's not
deal.
good. I don't.
It's not good. Deals are never good. I've been
No.
trying to get out of all my contracts all year. So,
Right?
Yeah.
Me too.
I think we actually just did it.
Well,
but,
no,
but
nobody
good. Well,
was
now we're in
really
another
good.
one, so.
Yeah, but it's a good one though.
It's a
I'm
really
okay
good
with
one.
it.
I feel cool with this. All right. When we're 90, oh my God, we're gonna be so good together. Not now. Not for many years. It's gonna be terrible. But when we're 90, we're finally gonna fall into a rhythm. It's gonna be cool. Yeah, don't worry. So, right, back to what I'm just choosing random things to go back to.
Okay.
Let's go back to what you should expect. Right, not a rock show, a musical. Right, okay, the musical. So,
Indeed.
Right. So that's going to happen in the next 2 years. What should be known, I think, about the Fight Like a Girl album that is coming out is that it was written from the very beginning and
You know that was my
intended
next
to
question
be-
too, so you kind of you
Oh,
know,
I
that
just,
ESPN.
I'm just trying to just
No, that's the
obliterate
Sports
any
Center.
reason for you even
ESP.
being here. Yeah, ESPN. What the fuck did you just say? Oh my God, that was the most
Whoops.
thing ever. Oh shit, you had to go there and make it all sporty.
It's like
all right.
you know.
Because I just went Fight Like a Girl and you're like ESPN. No. let's
I was
just
thinking the
cancel that shit out.
ESP.
Yeah.
When you read minds.
No, I know. I'm all about that. That's actually part of what we do on stage.
Okay.
Which is part of how people come because the album purposely is not out yet. So we're doing the tour for an album that isn't out yet, and not everybody knows the words, so I just ESP that to them, and this absolutely works, where by the end they're chanting along with everything. It's also a trick called doing repetitive lyrics, like eradicate the enemy, eradicate the enemy, eradicate the enemy, and then
it's,
they,
oh, I got it!
fucking ESPN!
I
We
know.
totally have it. Yeah, so the album was meant to, it was written as part of the soundtrack for the musical that this is quickly becoming. So it was always meant to be part of the soundtrack for that. Which you'll tell when you hear the actual thing, it's very cinematic, not rock format at all, because there's enough of that, so why should we? We have other things to do, like win Tonys. Actually, I don't really care about that either. I don't really care about winning anything, but if I were to win something, that's the only thing that would really mean like a respectable amount.
I got you.
What would you want to win if you could win anything? Let's talk about
Oh, I
this.
don't know. What would I want to win? Do they
Yeah.
give anything for what I do? I just interview people. I just talk to people.
I'm sure they do. Whatever Larry King has is what you want. Except for the
He's on
song.
TV though. That'd be an Emmy, I would think.
Okay. Well,
I'm
what
on
are
the
we
internet.
on right now? What are we doing?
We're on a website.
There are awards for that.
There are?
Yes, I think it's relatively new, but for like webcasts and podcasts and all that, I'm sure there are.
We'll find something.
If not, there are as of
We can have our
now.
own award show. We'll make
Exactly.
up with like tin foil and we'll
we
make
got
them all
plenty
pretty.
of cupcakes upstairs, so that can be presented to you.
All right.
They're called the Filthy Cupcake Awards. For
Nice.
all, yeah, you're in the running. You haven't got it yet, but
Oh, I know.
let's see how this goes.
It's
Yeah,
competition.
let's talk about something you would like to talk about.
What would I like to talk about? I don't know.
We can just wait and think about it. Like, I have an idea. This is all up to us, right?
Oh yeah.
Good. Let's have a long, awkward silence.
Okay.
Okay. Staring contest, me and you, go.
Oh, the gemstones!
I know, it wasn't even fair. Look at
I
that,
know.
it wasn't even fair. Sorry.
Is this like the same every time, or is it every show,
I
every
wish.
appearance, something new?
This has
Mix it
been
up.
pretty much my warrioress outfit for this show. I mean, there's 3 costume changes and 3.5 hair changes. That's something very new about this tour, is that we actually have hair changes. So, yeah, it's an absolute panic running back and forth to quick change every night. There's no trick to how to keep all of this in and up and going on. It just,
I wouldn't-
you'll find out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could imagine. I wouldn't know, but I could imagine.
He knows.
I occasionally put a feather in my hair, but it's like
should. You know
it's like
why?
one of the small ones that kind of gets braided.
That's
Yes,
jaunty. Jaunty. Feather in the gentleman's hair. The man with feathers in his hair and scars. Can't resist.
All right,
Go get a feather.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
There's
you're
got to
right.
be a shop
I'm
around here
taking
somewhere.
over. There's a backstage. It's got all this shit in it.
All right.
Yeah. We pretty much put everything together back there anyway.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Well,
Okay, yes.
we're going to go play Dress Up, and then I'm going to watch the show. But just to wrap things up,
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of talked about it a little bit, the musical, but, you know, rest of this tour is going to happen. And then what's next for Emilie Autumn?
Well, we do this. We do the whole European tour.
Mm-hmm.
And then the album comes out. And the world explodes.
Explodes.
In a mass of just glitter and frosting. And blood, too. It's actually a pretty violent album.
I like that mix, oddly.
It is. Yeah. It is, we're fighting like a girl. That means to be the ultimate badass, to fight without mercy, to the death, for yourself, for each other, and for the good of all, for once. Yeah.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, the incomparable Emilie Autumn. Multi-talented, multifaceted, and
Just say it.
she's hot. Thank you, darling.
Thank
The
you.
album comes out, Fight Like a Girl, this spring. Do we have an exact release date yet?
I don't think it's been announced. I'm going to whisper it to you.
Okay. And I'm allowed to
I
make
don't
the
know.
announcement?
I don't know. If you were, why would I have whispered and then you said, I don't know. I don't know why I did that.
Okay.
I have no idea. Here, let's just do this.
Okay.
The album comes out on... There you go.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
Stay tuned, folks. If you haven't already gotten your tickets to this incredible show, I implore you, go pick them up and sit in waiting for Fight Like a Girl. It's going to be one of the most anticipated records of the year. It's going to be awesome. So check it out. We're out of here.